Hey guys, this is Alex from Low-Key Millionaire here. Nowadays, job layoffs are a part of modern day society. People are saying in this new economy to expect layoffs to be a permanent and rolling thing. Nobody is safe at this point. Mark Cuban, previously the owner of the Dallas Mavericks and one of the sharks in the show Shark Tank, has come out saying most jobs as we know them today are not going to exist anymore. And if they are going to be drastically changed. The agent of change that I am talking about, of course, is AI, artificial intelligence. It is here, it is coming, there is no going around it, there is no hiding from it. AI will forever change our working lives. You can either be on the correct side of history regarding AI or on the wrong side of it and get completely steamrolled. Let me explain in this video how to survive in today's modern economy. Those who fail to adapt to AI will become technological dinosaurs that will just become extinct. Do not let this happen to you. Adapt, learn, and most people believe that the first jobs to go will be these entry-level, white-collar, office worker type jobs that traditionally was filled by college graduates and people just getting a start in their career. Unfortunately, those are the jobs that will be taken over completely by AI, so get ready. Be aware of this, know this, and prepare in advance for this. There's been talk about how the trades have been a very good bet these days. Things like being a plumber, an electrician, these things cannot be easily replaced or replicated by AI. I don't see personally how AI can fix a toilet, for example, or can wire your house at this stage of society. These jobs will become the go-to jobs in this post-AI world. And you know, job layoffs in this current climate are happening left and right. In particular, small businesses, which account for 40% of the country's payroll, is severely affected. These small businesses are run by mom and pops. They operate usually on razor-thin margins, and they have no room for error. Layoffs have definitely been impacting small businesses. Small businesses are deeply concerned because if they raise prices, they will lose their customers. And at this point, all businesses, not just small businesses, are looking to cut costs. They're looking to downsize their payroll. They are looking to source cheaper materials, even going overseas for their materials. They are delaying expansions, or they are even shutting down completely. You know, we always hear stories about the big companies, the Amazons, the Targets, the Verizons laying people off, but we never hear stories about the local small businesses that are laying people off and letting people go. 5 jobs here, 10 jobs there, 20 jobs here, 50 jobs there. It all adds up, you guys. And you know, guys, many economists have come out stating that the bottom half of households are currently already in a recession. They are feeling deeply insecure due to the rising cost of living, the difficulty in paying essential bills, and the fear of just losing their jobs at this point. To be honest, I don't blame them because this is a scary time for the nation. Job losses are happening simultaneously as inflation is going rampant. But when it comes to working and being a human in today's society, we have to position ourselves to be in the right side of history, you guys. AI, while personally it is a little scary and terrifying to me, I have to tell myself that AI is something to learn about. It's something to embrace. It's something to try to build a business around at this point. Do not try to fight it because that is a losing battle. Be on the correct side of things and try your best to position yourself in this new world of AI. You can cry, whine, and complain about AI, but the fact remains that it is here to stay, and you have to change your attitude and adopt a new mindset of learning about it, embracing it, thinking about it, figuring it out, trying to build a business around AI, using AI. I want to position myself to thrive in this new economy. People who cling to the old ways will become these technological dinosaurs, these Luddites who will be replaced by automation, by AI, and by outsourcing. Do not be one of these people. Do not become just a statistic in the history of humanity. You can't wait around. You have to make an effort now. Stay on top of things. Look for trends. Explore the trades like being a plumber, being a handyman, being an electrician, being a floor installer, because these trades, I don't see how AI can easily do them. I don't see how AI can lay tile, for example. I don't see how AI can fix your toilet or build a house. At this point, the way that I see them are still AI proof. Consider these kinds of jobs if you're still starting out. The current state of the job market has increased anxiety for many people. The fourth quarter of 2025 has become a complete job layoff bloodbath. 1.1 million jobs were lost already in the year 2025. This is up 44% compared to the entire year of 2024. And 2025 is shaping up to be the worst year in terms of layoffs since the pandemic of 2020. And in a survey that was conducted, these top companies have stated that the reason for these layoffs was mainly downsizing from the pandemic level hirings, softening consumer and corporate spending, and just overall the rising costs of doing business, forcing these businesses to tighten their belts. And of course, AI has already begun taking these entry-level jobs. Things like being a receptionist, which was traditionally an entry-level job that a young person could take, is now completely being automated by AI. Looking forward to the year 2026, many people consider the job market to be a continuation of these permanent and rolling layoffs. Job security is now a complete myth, and people currently looking for a job are just fighting an uphill battle. For the love of humanity, you guys, if you have a current job, do your best, do your darndest to just keep it. Do whatever you can to keep your job because you need that steady figure coming in. The anxiety level is going through the roof for many folks at this point. And in the tech world, 500 people a day on average are losing their jobs. When things like this happen, it's not just the job being lost. It's the lower morale that people have, the kind of fear that creeps into people's minds, causing them to live in this constant state of anxiety and worry, and a feeling that they have to hold on to their money and hold on to their finances. When people are scared about losing their jobs, they hold on to their money more. They don't go out, they don't spend money, and as a result, businesses suffer. The upshot of all this is an ongoing death spiral in this labor economy. More jobs are being lost than created, which is the problem here. The new CEO of Verizon has come out and said that these cost reductions are a way of life now and that we should just get used to it. Many companies are in full-blown survival mode. And I've read stories about how because of the Amazon layoffs, the Seattle housing market has taken a nosedive. Thousands and thousands of houses that were once owned by these tech workers are now either on the market for sale or some are actually being foreclosed on at this point. This is a devastating turn of events for a lot of folks because a lot of young families have just gotten jobs. They finally secured that coveted tech job, and now guess what happens? A massive round of layoffs. They might have recently purchased that home and now they have to put it on the market for sale because they can no longer afford their mortgage payments. What a sad time. On the other end of the spectrum are these college graduates that are just coming into the labor market. These are the people that are hit hardest by this weak job market. And not long ago, we were telling everybody to go to college to get a job, go to college to get a job. Now that they've gone to college and they've racked up a six-figure student loan debt, they are looking at all of us wondering what to do now. There are no easy answers. The hiring of new graduates is down 50% from pre-pandemic years. And those cushy jobs, those signing bonuses, and that euphoria of entering in the labor market for the first time, those sentiments are now completely gone and it's a thing of the past. A recent survey of 3,000 college graduates reveals a major salary discrepancy between what they expect to make and what they actually make. These college graduates expect to make $101,500, but in reality, they are making somewhere in the neighborhood of $68,400. This major salary shock has affected many recent college graduates. And because of this huge gap in expectations, many college graduates have to rethink their lifestyles and they have to think about new ways of how to pay off their student loans. A lot of times this is a case of college graduates being promised one thing and then offered something entirely different. In another study of young folks, Gen Z, 90% of Gen Zs preferred a flexible work schedule and a possibility of working from home. But I got news for them. At this point, beggars can't be choosers. You have to take what you've got. I don't really know what to say. In this economy, if you can't land that cushy job, you gotta settle for what you can get. Lastly, but perhaps most importantly, I wanted to talk about what to do if you are ever laid off, as this information can save your hide if you ever find yourself on the hot seat. So listen up. I genuinely hope you never have to experience this, but at least by hearing this, you'll have some type of survival guide, some kind of roadmap for dealing with this situation. Instead of panicking and death spiraling, here are a few practical tips. If you ever do get laid off, you will be notified in some way, either in person by an HR person or by email, or these days even by a Zoom meeting. During this encounter, please do not overreact, do not freak out, just stay calm, stay composed, breathe, and stay grounded. It sucks, but remember these tips. Number 1, ask for a layoff letter or a severance letter. This is a document that is written on official company letterhead that basically states, due to considerations completely out of the employee's control, things like company reorganization, corporate downsizing, things like this, you had to be let go. It was at no point due to your fault, and your layoff had nothing at all to do with your job performance. Additional bonus points if you can get your manager to write you a short letter of recommendation stating how awesome you are to work with and how you will be a valuable asset to the next company that you work for. In case you haven't noticed, you want to start building as much tangible evidence, solid proof that you are a great employee and you are a good worker, as this will help you in your next job search. The second thing is to look for a possible severance package. Some money is better than no money coming in while you go through this transition period of looking for a new job. The typical rule of thumb for severance pay is 4 weeks of pay for every year that you've been working at this company, although your mileage can vary. Every company is a little bit different, but you know what? At this point, you have to adopt the mindset that closed mouths don't get fed and that the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You must ask. If you don't ask, you will not get. And thirdly, register for unemployment ASAP. We all know how tedious and slow the government works, and so get on this ASAP. Apply for unemployment as soon as you can. Usually you can do this online. And you know guys, before you go immediately job hunting, give yourself some time. Just time to take a break, time to breathe, time to grieve. Losing a job is a very traumatic experience, and you don't want to jump into the next job or go on all these job interviews with a desperate mindset. You can't have that. You can sabotage yourself doing that. And finally guys, when you are ready to jump back into the workforce, into the labor market, the first thing you should do is to update your LinkedIn page. Change it to looking and seeking new opportunities, trying to find new work. Fill out the details of what type of job you're looking for. And if you really want the farthest reach, check this box to send this message to all your LinkedIn members, not just to recruiters. That way, you'll have a much higher chance of having other people slide into your DMs instead of the other way around. Losing a job is a huge life event, but you must be mentally prepared in this day and age for it to happen. Please do not get blindsided by it, you guys. Prepare in advance. Always mentally prepare in advance for this day if it ever happens, and I hope it never does. I hope you guys succeed in everything that you do. And as always, you guys, remember that you are way more than your job. You are an entirely complete human being, and your job is just a small part of your identity. So if you are ever laid off, I'm sending you all my love, all my good luck, all my good vibes, and I wish you good luck on your new job hunt. But this goes to show you, you must be mentally prepared. You must live well below your means. I keep saying this and I'll sound like a broken record, but I'll say it again. You must live well below your means to have a cushion for yourself. You must have some money saved up to hold you over during this transition period. Please, you guys, take personal finance seriously. Take your life into your own hands. Alright guys, this is Alex from Low Key Millionaire here. Thank you for listening. Hope you are well. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.